Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media. As you know, I've been sorting my stash and going through my papers, and I've posted a few videos showing some of those stacks of papers, and I've had a few questions on how I make my painted papers. And there are a million different ways to make painted papers, but I thought I would talk about that and demonstrate a few today. I also was thinking about our Trading Paper Pals swap, which Rosemario and I launched recently. We have 100 slots, which we filled up within about 4.5 hours. And it's a paper trading swap. So for those of you who are involved, you might be thinking to yourself, gosh, I have a lot of papers, but I have to send 40 papers out to other people, 40 pieces of paper out to other people. And you might be sort of panicking about whether you actually have that much in your stash. So I thought I would show how to make a lot of paper in a very quick way. And I'm starting with a piece of 18 by 24 newsprint. This is very inexpensive paper. It is what your newspaper is printed on. And you can get it at most craft stores, probably like Walmart, but you can also find it probably at dollar stores. It's what kids play on a lot for art projects and things. But it takes paint well, and it allows you to cover a large area inexpensively and get some really nice papers. So that's what I'm starting with. And again, it's 18 by 24. And if we cut it in half and half and half again, then we have 8 pieces of paper that are just the right size to go in a standard 6x9 envelope for mailing. So if you're in the paper, Trading Paper Pals, this will be helpful for you because you'll get 8 sheets of paper that you could trade with people out of 1 sheet of paper. So if you did 5 of these, you'd be set. All right, let's get started. I'm going to use a brayer in this exercise. I've got some gesso here, which I am just going to throw down. And I have some Persian rose from Liquitex. And I'm going to actually spray a little bit of water on here. Not too much because it is newsprint, but that will help the paint spread a little bit. And I'm just going to start rolling my brayer. And when I pick up a big bunch like that, I'm going to move to a spot where there's not much. And you'll want to make sure to get as close to the edges. I don't have any paper down under this, so I'm being pretty careful. But it gives you some interesting texture with the brayer. You can get some kind of striping going on. There's a bug. Where'd he go? A little gnat. And that little bit of water helps it really move across the page. Really easily. That's pretty good for our base coat. I'm going to dry that. Now that's still pretty tacky and wet, but that's okay. Now I've got some fluorescent pink again from Liquitex, and I'm just going to put some of that on here. Oh, bug, go away. A little bit of water there again, and I'm just going to do the same thing. And I like going in lots of different directions because it just gives different texture and different feel to the paper. And like I said, I'm trying to get close to my edges, but it's not that big of a deal if you don't. You can trim those. We've got some wiggle room. If you don't like hot pink, this isn't the paper for you. actually standing up to work, I'm worried I keep smacking into the camera. There we go. See how quick that was? For this next step, you're going to want to make sure that your paint is really dry. If you're making a lot of these at once, maybe do this, set it aside, do another one, and then come back to this when it's fully dry. We're going to be doing some stamping. I've got some great new stamps here from Dina Marissa. These are prototype stamps that she loaned to me or sent to me so that I could check out. I love them, so hopefully they'll be available soon for purchase. But I am going to stamp onto the page, and for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to make 2 different designs on this one piece of paper, which you could do as well, or you could do it all over the piece of paper, the same design, but I wanted to show you two different techniques. Okay, so I am going to just start stamping over here. It looks like I had some black on this stamp, even though I thought I wiped it off really well, didn't it? And then now I've got black on my ink pad. I'm wondering if that's ever happened to any of you and how you've dealt with it. If you know a secret, throw it down in the comments for me. That's probably pretty good. I've got a pink here and another one of these fun stencils. And this is kind of a tone-on-tone effect, which I like. And let's add another smaller one over here just for fun. Let's do this one in the yellow. The cute thing about this set of stamps from Dina is that she has the same stamp in a couple of sizes, which I think is cute. These aren't exactly the same, but she did have other ones that were, and I think it's really cute to do varying sizes of the same stamp. I don't know if I've really even seen anyone else do that. I think that's a great idea. All right, that's pretty good. That's a nice start for us. Next, I've got some Distress Oxide Spray from Tim Holtz. This is Spiced Marmalade. And you have to be careful here because this can be quite messy. So I'm gonna spray it pretty close to the page and try not to get it all over my desk. I don't know if I'm succeeding. I'm pretty sure I am getting it on my desk. Oh, yep, totally. Okay, I think that's probably pretty good. Okay, so let's focus on this half. Move this down a little. We'll just leave it there. I'm gonna get some gesso out here and I'm gonna kind of put it in a line, and that's so that I can easily load my key card. So you'll want to use an old credit card or a room card from a hotel or some kind of, gift card. And I kind of call this the bamboo technique. So I just go across the page like so. That looks great. Now for the other side, I've got two different medicinal bottles here, different sizes, and I'm just gonna do some circles. These are some of my favorite. If you've seen any of my work, you'll know that these are some of my favorite to do. And I'm just randomly placing these all over the page. Okay, now let's do the smaller one here. This just is sort of a nice contrast to have the two different sides. And if you'll notice, the paint, the white paint, is now picking up that spray that we put down, and it's starting to get a sort of yellow look. Not all of it is though, so it's sort of a cool effect. Okay, next I want to add some gold. If you know me, it has to have gold on it. So it's time to do that. I've got my Signo Uniball in gold. I think it's almost empty. I hope I have another one here somewhere. And I am just going to make more circles. Just kind of messy ones. And fill in sort of where I don't see anything. Kind of an empty space. This just all adds. And you'll want to make more than one circle, because if it's just one circle, then it looks kind of dumb. Like you can't draw a circle. But if you do several, then it looks very deliberate. Okay, that just adds a nice little shimmer. Now on this side, I'm just going to do some dots, I think. I didn't say this was a gold Posca pen. There, easy peasy. Now I want to do some splatters. I have this orange Posca pen, and another technique, which is less, you have less control over it, but is to get your Posca pen primed so that the paint is coming right out of it, and you just flick it. Did you see the orange go there? It probably hit the wall too. You got to be careful with this one. But that's kind of a neat technique to just have some random splatters on your page. There we go. Ooh. Okay. And let's do some black splatters. So I've got a cheap black paint here. I'm just going to take a little bit and wet my fan brush and just do. I love the black with the hot pink. I think it's just cool. That's it, folks. Let's dry this and then we'll cut them up. So let's cut these up. And I'm just going to eyeball this. I don't think we need to measure. Roughly cutting it in half. And then we'll do half again. And then half again. That is not even at all. Very crooked. At this point, you could put it in your paper cutter if you wanted to get nice straight edges, but these are relatively straight. And there we go. Let's take a closer look at what we've got here. There's so much texture in this. You can feel it from the brayer. And then when we laid the paint down with the credit card, it was really thick. So there's nice globs of paint. Then we've got our splatters from our Posca pen, along with our stamping in the background. It just makes it really rich and layered. And then of course you've got your bling with the gold. And they're all a little different. You know, this one didn't maybe get as much paint on it, but that's okay. This is a lighter color. This one has a lot more of the bright pink. The circles turned out great. And see how they turned kind of yellow because they absorbed that Distress Oxide? And that's kind of a neat effect. Some yellower than others. So much yummy texture. Ooh, that's a pretty one with all that bright pink there. That one turned out really well. This one too. So when you're mailing these to a friend, for example, if you're part of the Trading Paper Pals swap, we suggested you use envelopes about this size, which measures, I believe it's a 6x9 envelope. Yeah. So these pages will definitely fit in there. They just need a bit of trimming. And so you can straighten them up so that they'll fit. And as part of the trade, that's roughly the size we're asking for. It's not an exact science. You're going to have book pages that maybe are a little bit different sizes. You may have to fold some. But the idea is to choose a size that would fit in something like this. This one's quite large, so it would have to be trimmed down. But no worries. Trim it down, and you get a nice strip of it to keep in your collection as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope this gave you some ideas for quick ways that you can bang out some paper for your own collection or to trade with friends. I will be back soon with some more ideas for you. In the meantime, you can always find me on Instagram at EB Mixed Media. That's EB_Mixed Media. Thanks everyone. Bye.